still have no name for the show or anything. I might keep it that way. You're a big pitcher now. You're a sport sort of teacher, and you've done sort of a bit of sporting or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Cool. And so you grew up in WA in a small town called Harvey.
Yes.
Roughly 2,500 population.
Yeah. It's only a small town. One of those ones that's a big municipality, a big shire, but yeah, small actual town.
So you're 11 years old. 98.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
That sounds right. Yes. Yeah. 87 born.
So social league in the field.
Yes.
Is that your first year? 98.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
So describe that to us.
Yeah. I said very, very vague. Pretty much can only remember like starting out and I was playing actually against some bigger boys, so it was more like a numbers filling. I think I can't remember what age group they started at. So like I say, going back to the late 90s, there wasn't all this odds kick and stuff like that there is nowadays. So I think I started out as under 12s, and I was also filling in for some down to 14s and stuff like that, just because of numbers in small towns and things like that. So most of the memories around that are pretty much just playing in the back pocket, getting tackled lots, getting called for dropping the ball because I just had this real, kind of, I suppose, reflex as soon as you get tackled just to drop the ball sort of thing. So I remember that pretty keenly. One of the first things I learnt was around sort of quick handballs and disposing the ball correctly as well. And other than that, just about throwing around
Yeah, you said you mentioned that you played a bit of basketball.
Yeah.
Dropping the ball sort of comes back from basketball.
I don't know. It's just sort of I don't know where the sort of reflex sort of came from, but it was just kind of just haven't mastered the handball yet, and I suppose you just got to get rid of it so people stop tackling you. So you just sort of drop it or throw it or whatever. So
So you left Harvey in 2000.
Yeah.
Roughly 14.
Yeah.
And you played for South in the SWFL.
Yes. That's really.
What changes that going on?
Oh, a lot more sort of structured and probably that next level in terms of the footy there as well. So probably in Harvey it doesn't sort of get serious until you're sort of really into the under 14, under 18s sort of level. In there it's quite serious when you get sort of that level, but I think a lot more of a closer affiliation between the sort of junior leagues and those development pathways. I suppose probably because it's a bit more competitive, because it's in Bunbury, bigger town, there's half a dozen teams, so clubs need to have that kind of pathway for juniors to come through there. I could notice that straight away it was a little bit more sort of full-on professional, training was a little bit more structured, all that kind of thing from there. So it was actually really good for your own sort of personal development as well. So
take the game a bit more seriously.
Yeah, definitely. It's just sort of it was like I said, it was purely just from who was already there, who you surround yourself with. So like the coaches there, friends and stuff that I was at school, I was playing footy with at the same club, all took it pretty seriously. So you just kind of go along with it really. So
you left Harvey.
Yeah.
So where did you go?
That was at Eton Boomers, sorry, so I left South Bunbury. So I went over to Eton Boomers to go and play. It was under 18, so Colts back. They just called back their competition. So I think it's more sort of friends based. All got together and just sort of went. We had sort of a few different friendship groups and sort of played with different clubs and stuff like that. And we sort of went on. Let's all go play for one club together before we sort of go to uni, work, apprenticeships, all that kind of stuff and whatnot. So had a really good year of footy, really sort of we finished about top 3 or so. Didn't get all the success, but had a good year of footy.
So number 16 in 2003, you mentioned that you won the flag and the kick up the side. So was it you personally?
No, definitely not. No, thank God it wasn't. So never been one of my fortes kicking. So as well, I think that's why I've always been in the back line. So So one of our players got legged. He was running into an open goal, and the opposition player just stuck a arm out and legged him because it was the only option he had. And they're kicking a goal after the siren, under lights. It was as well. So it was a big game really. So that was sort of the best thing was out of footy. So
well, it would be real handy not being able to kick coming off halfback. Defensive 50,
you just kick it long every time pretty much. So so long to a contest. So don't just play within your capabilities pretty much. Could intercept defender, but usually try to use runners with a handball or you kick it long. It's pretty much got two options.
Corridor ball.
Definitely. We had a really good back line there as well. So at that time. So. No. As a whole unit, we were good. So
no, that's what you want. Number 16. 2005, you played under 18s for 2 years in the Colts, was it?
Taking that
a bit more seriously. What sort of improvements in your to yourself?
Probably being a bit more attacking as a halfbacker. So rather than let the ball come, let the game come to you, just sort of want to be a little bit more aggressive. So I suppose it's more sort of modern football to score from turnovers a lot more nowadays than what it was. So so what we're going to do is just capitalise on the fact that if you do get intercept possession or something in that half back line, that you sort of turn that into a scoring opportunity most times, kind of thing. So
So more aggressive style.
Definitely. Particularly when you're playing in the unders and that kind of stuff. It's pretty more of a open running game, less contested, less defensive running happening as well from most players. So a little bit different game.
In 2006, you moved to uni to study sports science. So where was that? Tell me a little bit about that.
So that was up in Perth, so northern suburbs of Perth in Joondalup. Got up there and So first thing I did is similar to when I moved to Bunbury as well. Just went to the local footy club to sort of meet some people and be playing. And spent a couple of years at Wanneroo out there. So which was it's interesting. I sort of met a couple of people out there and stuff, but it wasn't a really. I can't remember probably anyone's name or anything out there that actually played with. I'm thinking back now, it wasn't a real memorable time. I sort of. The best thing about it was that I actually got to play an extra year of unders because I went from an 18s comp in Perth, in Bunbury to Perth at under 19s comp. So I got an extra year of playing with your own age group, which is good. And fielding for a bit with Brezzies because I'm a bit short on numbers, so often I was playing 2 games a week and I was pretty fit. But it's a bit of I reckon from playing there. So
So on the uni side, what was
it was good. I was going to say it's just I studied sports science. Sort of left school when I was sort of interested in sports, and I was good at science and maths. So I thought, why not go and do this thing called sports science, and had a really good group of people that did it. Really similar interests, like-minded people in the course, as you can imagine. So we had a great time, great few years. Like I said, played a bit of footy and. It was a really good time actually. So
2010, you stopped playing to focus on work, weekend, week after night. So 23 there. So what were
so I was actually working with my wife in the hairdressing industry. So
obviously,
no.
Had a bit of slip of the clip.
Didn't learn too much. I just said no. So my wife and her mum have always owned their own salons, run their own salons previously, and I just finished uni and was sort of unsure of what I was going to do because the uni course I did was kind of a bit of a bridging course. It didn't sort of come out as a physiotherapist, or you didn't come out as a teacher or something. It's sort of a bit different. So I wasn't too sure where I was going to go, what I was going to specialise in, or what I want to do next. So I just thought rather than rushing into a decision, I would just sort of take a bit of time out and worked in the salons. I was doing all the front of house, the stock ordering, and the book work, and all that sort of behind the scenes sort of stuff. And so I was working Thursday nights until 9 o'clock, and every Saturday, Sunday, all that kind of thing. So just didn't leave much time for footy. And the last couple of years I played footy at Ocean Ridge, sort of having to take that seriously, and wasn't enjoying footy as much as I used to. So it wasn't a huge sort of sacrifice for me back then. So that's sort of what we so that's where that sort of theory pretty much. So,
Yes, I was saying it's sort of really flexible in sports science. There's a whole lot of industries and sort of career pathways you can do. That's taken on itself. Also hoping to do sports science next year. Journalism. So like you've got school PE teachers, like working in sport industries like the AFL or the cricket or even anything. It's the benefit of sports science. That way it's more related to the body as opposed to how the brain works as well.
So there's very much a lot of so like I said, so a lot of biomechanics, physiology sort of stuff around the body. You give it a taste of psychology as well, and as well as even just learning different sports. So they give you actually a bit of a background in all sorts of sports as well. So that if you're going to go out into a coaching sort of position, so I think you get a level. I think it's a level 1 sporting accreditation through the course as well. So and as a part of that, you're able to sort of teach and coach a few different sports as well. So a few different sort of skills and that kind of thing as well. So like I said, and then like I said, if you do a sort of double major, if that's what you're looking into for sort of sports science and journalism or that kind of thing, then I know a couple of people did that. One of you might know Michael Genovese. He's over in America at the moment now, so he doesn't actually go into sports, he went into anchoring and stuff like that. But there's a lot of, and like I said, you can go into physio, you can go into exercise physiology, you can go into, like I said, coaching, teaching, some pathways into the sporting industries through that.
So, and the start of 2018, you moved down to Tassie.
Big move.
What was the key reason for that?
Pretty much just lifestyle change. So with the salons and everything, like I said, we were working 7 days a week, late night trade, a couple of those as well, and it was just getting really, really hectic. Sort of getting towards just turned sort of 30, and we're sort of looking at wife and I, sort of what our lives are going to look like, and we sold up all the shops, and we're looking to go sort of rural because I'm from the country originally, and I want to get back to it. I'm a bit sick of city life, and the wife's parents were already living over here, and we sort of started off joking like, "Oh, why don't we move to Tassie?" And then we came and did a couple of visits, and then we sort of started a bit more seriously asking ourselves the question, well, why not Tassie? I was a qualified teacher, and then I've done some study the last couple of years there to become a teacher. Wife was a hairdresser, so pretty transferable jobs no matter where you go, and sort of similar wages and stuff like that to mainland as well. So, but over here, especially at that time, so 4 or 5 years ago, real estate was a little cheaper and that kind of thing, and cost of living was a bit cheaper here than some other places. So we thought, let's come over to Tassie and make a big move.
So, big picture teacher now. So you've been here for 4 years?
So pretty much started. Pretty much when I moved over here, I did about 1 term of relief teaching and stuff, and then I pretty much landed this position in second term, and been here ever since. So a few years. I think it'll be 5 years out of this year.
So on a Friday afternoon, sort of at school, they've got sort of learning groups. And why don't you were sports? So
I did originally run sport and rec when we first started it, but we do have to work around the constraints of the skills of the teachers that we've got here. Is kind of how we go around the foreign active learning groups, and because I've got a bit of an interest and a bit of background knowledge in the science and that kind of stuff, I've been sort of taking that one for the last few years, but definitely enjoy taking the sport and rec sort of crew. It was always good fun on a Friday afternoon. So
So and you moved in, you still want to play footy?
Yeah. So pretty much similar. Like I said, moved to a new place. What do you do? Go to the footy club, meet some people, do that kind of thing. So yeah, just purely thought I'd come down just for a social. Didn't think I was going to be doing anything special. And I've been footy at 30 years of age, and I hadn't played for probably about 7 years or so. At that point, so I just wanted to get down, have a kick, and meet some people, and sort of turned out over the course of a couple of years. First year there, we had a bit of success. I think we made finals, we knocked out the first week, and had an alright team there as well. And then, I think it was the first year we had the new coach there for the Rezzies. And the second year he went on a bit of recruiting sort of spree. He was pretty keen to see what he could do, and he got a lot of sort of juniors from the under 18 sort of comp that were really good under 18s that had played for a few years. He got a group of them to sort of come back, and we had some real success in 2019 and won the flag actually. Although I missed out on playing the grand final because I was in Adelaide at my cousin's wedding, which was probably my biggest regrets when it comes to the sporting side of things. Because that was probably besides the year that we all went to play unders, all good friends of mine. Probably my most enjoyable year of footy with that crew, and just how much success we had, and everyone working really hard, working together on the training track and extra sessions, and early mornings on Sunday going down to the dam and doing recovery and all that kind of stuff. Everyone really bought into it, and that goes a huge way into that success. So that was a really good year. And then so pretty much 2020 we canned because of COVID, and then last year played pretty much last year of footy last year, and again so back to sort of 2018 kind of level really. We sort of had a bit of success. I think we just missed out on finals, I think, last year. I think that having that year off really disrupted things. Instead of sort of keeping the same group of people together, the same group of guys for a few years, because they had that 2020 that just got canned. A lot of guys sort of started work, families, all that kind of thing. So we sort of didn't have that kind of continuity through 2021. So
Perfect. Well, thank you for joining us today.
No, appreciate it, mate. Appreciate the chat.
I'll definitely fill you in on how we go.
Yeah. Good.
Alright, thank you very much.
All good. Let me know how you go.
Perfect.
See if Phil and Richard get back to you.